Alright, we're off. Actually, let me blank the screen real quick. Forgot to check one more thing. Yes,
Sure.
only the most important. Hi there, Sam.
Hey,
We're just about to
what's the hubbub?
we're about to stream about there was a gentleman who goes by the name freaking here, let me go back to Twitter so I'm reading this off and not misquoting. Dan the Man Show, I know Leo Convoy retweeted it the other day, where he said a lot of people dislike Teen Titans Go for taking a serious show and turning it into a comedy, where the characters do the same thing as they did in their old show, but now they suck at it. You know what other show did that? C-Lab 2021. I didn't hear anyone complain about that. That there's a whole heaping pile of difference, but even when I went to go look it up because I didn't know I didn't know that much about 2020 other than maybe I saw it back in the day. Actually, it's 28 years old. Like I didn't realize how damn I'm like fuck this thing's 7 years my damn senior or not 28 years 38 years yeah it was
Wow.
it came out in 1972 I think
Mm-hmm.
yeah fucking good god um the likelihood that there'd be any purists who are even still around. I guess I'm making a really ass backwards argument that you can only really truly bastardize something until like it's been so long. I don't know. Did you ever watch the original before like the rehash?
No, I like yourself. I probably discovered when you're late night going through Adult Swim, like, what the hell is this crazy shit? Why are they
Well,
talking about
yeah.
robot tigers?
Well, yeah. There's another point about that was that how do I put this? It was something like it was for the late night crowd. It'd be the same time that someone, well, a little bit after Mystery Science Theater. It'd be late night. You're a night owl, insomnia. You're flipping channels, and oh, C Lab 2021. Whereas like Teen Titans Go, I've heard that they've marathoned it on like Cartoon Network. It's like impossible to get the hell away from. It would be prime time front and center. Where if you wanted to avoid C Lab 2021, if you've ever seen Adult Swim, yeah, they loop it. So at worst, you'd have to skip it maybe twice a day, late night.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You had a point before, Bubba. You were mentioning what was it? Your comparison was before I rudely
Oh,
interrupted.
Scooby Doo.
Oh yeah, Scooby Doo. Well, there's always been like shit tons of reimaginings of Scooby Doo on that one.
How many?
Yeah,
How many are we up to now? We're like five, six of
yeah.
reimagined of Scooby Doo by now.
Well, I don't
And
know.
when you really,
Do you count the movies with like Don Knotts, the little mini short ones that they had way back in the day? Do you count the 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo? Um, I,
Up Name Scooby Doo.
Yeah,
yeah,
there's
there's a
it's
lot. I feel like you might be right about five, but I'm not the right person
I,
to ask.
I I'm not exaggerating, honestly. I'm just exaggerating probably from like other new
No, there's
versions
a
of Scooby
lot.
Doo.
I mean, okay, there's the two different. There's a live action. There's a more recent movies. There was one not too recent ago that had Patrick Warburton, the voice of Brock Sampson, in it as like a
Okay.
police chief. That's the only reason I really know about it. You could call me out on that. Um, I the fact that they spoofed on that. Well, but that's always been a silly kind of show, kind of sorta question mark campy at least. Maybe
Right.
unaware campy like when it first came out. Um, I guess another example, like when I'm making it a post is, let's say you're not a comic book person, okay? You're
Right.
not even a cartoon person. You know who Batman is, right? You'll know.
Yeah. Yeah,
Most,
yeah, everybody.
yeah, everyone you'll run into people, even old people who know who the fuck Batman is. And if you know who
Right.
Batman is, there's a fairly better often than not. I, I'll say a 90% chance you know who the fuck Robin is. So when you see Teen Titans Go, oh, bam, I know who Robin is. That's why
Right.
it's easier that there would be a backlash because it's something that people are familiar with and like, oh. Whereas
Right.
if you saw C Lab 2021, you had no goddamn bloody idea what the hell that was all about.
Right. It's like do you remember you see the documentary when they killed Robin? How some people are upset about it. Even guys who haven't read it for a year, like probably like 20 years, are upset about. It. Like, no, you don't know this Robin. This Robin was an asshole.
Oh,
Which,
Jason Todd. Yeah,
yeah.
supposedly, for Jason Todd, someone like rigged the call-in thing with like a bot or some shit like that, from what I'd heard.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah,
Interesting.
um, I liked. There used to be a joke when I got into comic books that the comic shop is called Leisure Hours, and the guy who was in charge said the only two people who stay dead in comic books are Jason Todd and Bucky.
Hmm.
That checks.
And they managed to fuck that up somehow.
I
Truly,
mean,
I
shit. What?
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, dude. I was gonna say, hell, what comic book character at some point in time hasn't fucking been killed? I mean, good God, how many times has Wolverine been killed?
Isn't there a joke about that Adult Swim? Like, how many times have you died? This is like what the or like the eighth funeral. He'll be back again next weekend or something.
I mean, sheesh. Every time they kill him, they're like, oh, well, let's find a way to bring him back. Like, oh, good God.
Just let him be dead.
I like Wolverine and all, but come on.
Let me blank here so I could get down to one of my earlier freaking things here. I'd hate to think I ran out of discussion already. Might
And
have.
what's
I just saw a
and
call
what
was
was
happening. I was hopping in. I'm going to be heading out to the mailbox. But
Oh yeah, no problem.
you guys have a good stream. I'll check.
all right,
Catch
man.
you later.
I
And
guess
then when you
just
look at Scoop, oh,
I was just about to say I'm going to keep certain names out of this one. Just going through random things that since no one mentioned this before, I came across a guy named Shizo the Wolf or Shino the Wolf, who's like one of Toon's friends. I
oh,
probably should have explained that a little bit better. Again, anonymous source wanted to let us know that this guy had like two kids, and I was my knee jerk reaction, especially since it was late and I was tired, was so. And they're like, well, they're not putting them side by side with him. Um, we had some people looking through his Twitter. I don't think we found anything with that. That's probably a dead end. The only thing that was moderately of interest on the old guy here is that they have an 18 plus account that's like privated. And I mean, your mind could run absolutely wild with that, I suppose. But if anybody out there wants to hunt down and go to at the Shino the Wolf above 18 and take a look at their 18 plus account, which I believe follows their main, we could use a mole. We totally could use a mole. Looking at that guy.
not
Um,
just a mole, but a Morocco mole.
ah, well, there you go. Probably a little bit more. I'd say on point there. Um, Instead of C Lab, I guess you could have tried to use Space Ghost Coast to Coast because that was just a complete satire. And I do remember seeing Space Ghost as a kid and not giving a rat's ass at all, and then seeing the the talk show host one and laughing my ass off, or at least being moderately amused. Um, I guess it's just it wasn't a super active what do you call it property. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, one sec. Let me freaking blank here and make sure that I set Skype to do not disturb. Da, 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 da. And bunk. There we go. Not that I don't appreciate love messages from somebody. I just don't want anything else showing up in screen. Da,
Totally understand, dude.
all right. My way home. Streaming. I kind of needed a distraction today for reasons.
Totally understand.
Indeed. Let's get rid of that if I can. Is there a way to freaking... You know what? I'll do this. Perfect. Is there... Have you ever seen something growing up that kind of like, made you go, oh, this is just blasphemy to what the hell I'm used to getting out of this medium, or I guess IP, or fucking I had the word a second ago. Product, I
Uh,
suppose.
okay, I was just about to say property
Yes.
or product, something of that nature.
Yes.
Oh God, I'm sitting there trying to rack my brain because crazily enough, some of the new shit they put out compared to some of the stuff that I grew up with when I was a kid, some of the stuff nowadays is better than what was there when I was a kid.
Uh,
Like
how,
Transformers Prime. I loved that. That was so much better than Gen 1 Transformers.
I hadn't kept up. I did watch a fair amount of Transformers back in the day. I'm sure I fell off after a while. I don't know if I was along until they
Yeah.
went to the dead end, but I definitely watched more than enough.
Or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The
Yes,
one that they put out on Nickelodeon. Oh God, that was so great compared to the
Which
back to the '80s. And I was a 1980s Ninja Turtle kid. I
which
ain't going to be the. I'll be the first one to tell you.
which is that, the third or fourth reimagining? Because they're
I
okay.
believe.
Yeah, because there's the first one, then they had some weird one where there was like a dinosaurs or some weird shit in there. It didn't look bad, but I just had checked out. Then they did it like another one, and there was like a at least a fourth one I think right now where they made April a kid or some shit.
Let's. Yeah, I believe that's Nickelodeon where April O'Neil's actually a teenager and whatnot. Now, to me, the characters were so much better. I mean, holy crap, the writing was better. You actually felt more for the characters, even the villains, than they did for the original.
Well, I
Like
mean, go ahead.
oh, go ahead, dude.
No, I was about to say. Well, they had. I mean, it's one of the more core, simplistic fucking archetypes for characters. You had the nerd, the jerk, the party guy, and who am I forgetting? The leader, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry if I oversimplified the shit out of that. Feel free to argue with me.
Oh, that's cool, dude. Because I mean, when you really boil it down, think about it. There, like, let's say the Shredder versus Splinter argument, or I guess you could say rivalry. This time, it was actually a rivalry over affections of a woman. That was so much better done than just, oh, we're both martial artists. We want to be better.
Yeah,
I'm better than you. I'm better than you.
I know it drove me nuts whether I'm like, well, which one's more canon, the movie or the cartoon where the Splinter was supposed to be a human that turned into an animal, and that, so forth and so on, that they wound up making it where he was always a rat, so forth.
Plus, that always got me confused as hell. He's surrounded by turtles, but he turns into a rat.
um,
If he if he's going by the DNA of the last creature he touched, wouldn't he have been a giant turtle as well?
I guess, you know, I guess I never thought about that one.
I mean, maybe this is just me being analytical as hell, but that's like the last critter I touched was my cat Sophia. I hit the ooze, I would turn into a giant cat. But somehow I turned into, say, a possum? When the hell did I touch the possum?
So let's see, the 1990s movie, The Shredder's rivalry with Splinter Master was over a woman. The 1990s movie, was that a wait? The original.
Oh, yes.
Wait, that's not one of the first three, is it?
Yep. That was the first three originals, because I remember, because I went
Okay.
and watched that shit in theaters.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute since I've seen was Go Ninja Go freaking the first or second one? Jesus.
Second.
Okay. Yeah. I remember when I got around to watching this third one, I remember thinking it wasn't so bad, but I better shut up before I get lynched. Let's see. Leo's demanding Bubba's blood. What was that in regards to the Transformers remark, Blake? um, Leo had a
What?
point about like how the show chanced over. I think it was for GI Joe. I don't know if those were the same companies, and how they switched from I think like a Marvel studio to Deke or whatever the hell it was called. I do remember seeing it at the
Oh,
end of the show, but I couldn't tell you anything about it.
something like that. But now I do remember. But now also, now my favorite Transformers though had to absolutely be Beast Wars. Oh my God, I loved the character interactions, especially between Dinobot and Rat Trap.
There were an awful lot of. There were enough of my friends that were diehard fans of that crazy shit. I couldn't get into it myself, but I could. I didn't know anybody who hated it. I think it might have been on just a bit too early, or maybe that's just when I caught it in the reruns and I just wasn't in the mood. Let's see, Blake has to see
But
here.
now, oh, go ahead, dude.
Oh, Blake here says, you're saying the third live action is good, like me saying that Chi-Chi is a bad mother. Both we get us hanging on Twitter. Um, I, I was just, it was, sometimes you just catch something that's crap and you didn't care. Like, for example, I've seen Pluto Nash and I was in the mood to, it didn't piss me off. I've gone back and definitely seen critiques of it that pointed out how shitty it was, where I was like, well, I guess it caught me on a good day.
Yeah, I mean that's like a guilty pleasure of mine. The first Mortal Kombat movie.
Okay. I remember when Jim Sterling did Bad Movie Defense Force for Mortal Kombat. I'm like, what do you mean bad movie? What are you talking about? This is high average for a video game movie. I'm grading it on a curve. Um,
Oh well,
especially if you
yeah.
saw the second one. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh no, the first one's great. I, I I went in there hyped about that. And speaking of Mortal Kombat, I saw this joke on Twitter that someone mentioned that Dana White's buying an island to fucking, host UFC events, and they're like, look, we're gonna have real life Mortal Kombat soon. Jesus.
Oh Jesus Christ! That just wow. Okay, they're gonna have. Oh great, gonna be UFC Island.
Well, I don't know if they're gonna rebrand it like that. He's gonna try and ship people in there. It's because of the recent pandemic and such that they need to put this on somewhere. I'm assuming Dana White will still have like the same basic rules just to play nice by fucking, I guess, the Nevada State Athletic Commission? Question mark? Or who knows? Maybe they'll scrap them and it'll become a little bit more no holds barred again. It's not like they don't have the money to burn.
Yeah, no shit, right? Good God.
When
But going. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but going back now with the Teen Titans Go, I can remember watching. I believe it was 2003 when that came out. That's when that series came out. I liked it. It was really good. As Teen Titans Go, hell, here back when I had cable, I sat down and I caught it because I was getting ready for work, and I'm just sitting there thinking, I can see where they're going with this, but boy, did they go badly.
I caught a couple clips of it. It just never really held my attention all that damn well. It wasn't something I felt. It was one of those things where there've always been crap in comics and animation. For example, I saw a video that was bitching about Gotham, whatever the hell. There's like a Gotham high school comic. And my answer to that is, I thought Crypto the Wonder Dog was retarded, and I just didn't watch it. I thought, well, that's dumb. It has a history. I think that character's, again, older than I am. I'm just not gonna watch it. I've glanced at it, skipping channels, and went, nah, this isn't for me, man.
Yeah, because there've been a lot of bad products put out. I mean, for God's sakes, the Predator versus Archie.
I heard about Punisher versus Archie, and that's just as dumb.
Yeah, that was just okay. I can at least give the Punisher versus Archie a little tiny bit of leeway because the Punisher was going after somebody who looked like Archie and who was like a doppelganger for him or something. Okay, case of mistaken identity. I can somewhat forgive that.
I get that too, but was this was this a product that needed to happen? I would argue not. There's so many places that you could drop off the Punisher, Gotham, where this character would probably fit right in. Riverdale, probably not one of them.
But then I got to thinking, the Predator? How the hell do you put a Predator, an intergalactic big game hunter, in Riverdale?
Well, hold it. But Blake says that there was a Spawn versus Archie comic. Did Todd McFarlane do the artwork, Blake?
There was.
Yeah, are you pulling my chain? That'd have been a good April Fool's.
No shit.
I have to press F to doubt on that one. I mean, I know Brother Todd likes money. It's possible. I guess just getting to it after I saw the video breaking down the Gotham High or whatever the hell it's called. They were gonna have a cartoon for that back in the day, and I was interested in it. I like schlocky, goofy high school comedy bullshit. The freaking Joker was supposed to be the class clown. They were gonna turn Bane into a muscle-bound jock. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, this might have been fun. And then it got canceled. And the recent, like, it's from an Elseworld series. It's like What If, like with Marvel and stuff. It's more how do I put it? It's like aimed at like a teenage girl demographic where it's like a love triangle between Jack Napier, who's the Joker, and Bruce Wayne and some chick. And yeah, I totally would pass if I had access to a comic book store these days, or well, it theoretically, I think Rouge just renewed her fucking. Oh yeah, here I got one for you guys. I'm throwing away a fucking video idea right here.
Oh Lord.
Well, I saw Harley Quinn episode 1, season 2. It sucked so bad. It was so fucking terrible. I loved the first season. I'm not saying that there weren't highlights and high points and low points and episodes I didn't care for, but I could definitely sit through it all, watch it, and appreciate all of it. And I just sat through that first fucking episode and went, "What did you do?" I could see where they fucked up too. You seen Birds of Prey?
I have not seen it yet.
You are not missing anything. They they made it kind of like, if you've ever seen, there's like an old comic book movie called Tank Girl where they kind of made it like, kind of like yeah, but they kind of made it like an acid trip, or like where it's schlocky and dancey and singy kind of weird shit. And they made Harley Quinn a complete unlikable dipshit. So this could be my inner brony wanting to see character development. And just Harley feels like she got dumber when she got to season 2, when she basically was in position to take over everything. She turned into the retarded Harley from fucking the fuck would I call? Yeah, Birds of Prey.
Yeah, and how do you fuck up Harley Quinn?
I still think there's potential. Yeah, no, I know Rouge is telling me to hold off on that, but you know what? It could turn around. It could just be a bad pilot for the season. But it pissed me off. It angered the god-loving shit out of me. I was like, oh, the premises, again, if you don't want spoilers, not that spoilers implies that I'm ruining something for you. That's how fucking strong I feel about it. It feels like they're going Kill Bill because, like, the bad guys that are left, those being, Penguin's dead, Bane, Riddler, Mr. Freeze, am I forgetting anybody? Two-Face, have taken Gotham back away from her. It's like in a post-apocalyptic Gotham, I guess you could say, a la fucking No Man's Land.
Yeah.
And she's going to Kill Bill her way into killing them and taking back her city. But she's a dumb bitch. She ignores all of Ivy's advice. and that's how shit goes sideways. They kill off Penguin. Not that I'm married to fucking Penguin. He's alright in that series, or at least he was. But I'm like, I kind of liked how they built up the Riddler. Bane. That's probably the best Bane. Because he's like the movie, plus he's like a mock of himself. He's perfect, and everybody just shits on him, and he's great. And I'm gonna be pissed off when he's gone. I guess that's the only, like, how they're building things up in such a way that I don't think that they're gonna even have room for like a third season, I guess, which is really weird. How do I put this? They make Commissioner Gordon even more broken down and useless than he was in fucking the first season.
Or the movie.
Which movie?
Good point there. Tim Burton's Batman.
Oh fuck! I don't even remember him doing anything in Tim Burton's.
Wait, no! I told you wrong. No, the Jim Gordon from Batman Forever, for God's sakes.
I couldn't remember the character. I'm sure he was there. I'm sure he said some things, but I don't. There was nothing memorable that he did that made him stick in my mind.
The only thing that sticks in my mind from him is when Val Kilmer's Batman, and who was that woman? Goddamn, was it Nicole Kidman? I can't remember. They were up on the roof. She used a bat signal to signal Batman. Here comes Jim Gordon running up on the roof, looking like he's just getting dressed and everything. Like, who turned on the bat signal? What's going on? And you're the commissioner, huh?
That one was better than freaking what followed it. The one with freaking Mr. Freeze and all that shit.
That movie never got made, okay? That movie never got made. They had the idea for it, but it got scrapped at the last minute.
You know what broke my heart about that? I remember Arnold Schwarzenegger's like, yeah, I watched the cartoon to get my inspiration from Mr. Freeze. And I was like, that's a good Mr. Freeze. All right, then. Let's see how this goes. Not so good. Not so good.
Oh,
The Banes sucked. The Freeze sucked. The Ivies sucked. It just all... Probably the worst movie George Clooney's ever been in. Jesus.
And George Clooney is Batman. Who was smoking what, and why weren't they sharing?
Yeah, I don't. Why wouldn't fucking Schwarzenegger Bane? The- Here,
What
I'll
did they
give
do
you
with
this.
Bane?
Let me
Plant?
let me tell you one of there's like about three good things in like the premiere for Harley Quinn season 2. Mr. Freeze is Mr. Freeze. He's still kind of sympathetic. They played off like a joke, but you still feel kind of bad for him because he's like, I'm not really a criminal. I'm just doing this to save my wife. How are you financing that? Criminal, blah blah blah. Fucking.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't go into it vastly. But I'm like, oh, that's something that could go somewhere, and hopefully they do that before they either kill off or sideline the character. Um, the way they built up fucking Penguin, they made it seem like he was the brains of the group, and then they killed him instantly. And I'm like, okay, I guess there's no real obvious direction this is going, I suppose. The if you saw the season premiere again, if you haven't seen the end of Harley Quinn season 1, again, stop here because that's good. The whole first season, mostly good. The second last episode, a little too gross and bloody, but yeah, it's all pretty good. And 3 seconds to leave the stream so you don't get that spoiled for you. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Freaking Superman, Wonder Woman, and maybe the Green Lantern all get like trapped into Queen Fable's freaking book, and I guess this is me potentially being nitpicky. So let me get this straight. In fucking Gotham, which is now isolated away from America because they swore off it, I'll believe that fucking okay. They wanted to write off Gotham as this inhumable shithole that America just didn't want to deal with. You mean to tell me that all of America didn't see a way to go in there and save Superman from just Gotham? I don't buy that. I don't. It's not a good hustle.
Yeah,
Especially when the supervillains that they mentioned were Bane, Riddler, Penguin, and Mr. Freeze. How would the army not be able to defeat these guys?
How
if
do
if
you
yeah
fuck
if
this
it
up?
if it were the Bane from fucking Batman Rises who was clever enough to outwit or fucking outmaneuver, because of the bomb and this, that, and the other, maybe. But the Bane they have there is kind of a fall down stumble bum, and I love him for it. I wouldn't change him, but it's just I don't buy it. No Kite Man, so that's a plus for season 2 start. You know what? While I got tired of Kite Man, and maybe I'm glad he's not there. I didn't hate Kite Man as much as I hated Gordon. Here's my counter argument, Rouge. I think Ivy's too good for Harley after seeing that premiere. Jesus.
I mean, I'll give. Now, I haven't seen Harley Quinn, the series. I haven't seen except little snippets here and there.
I'll put
But
it. You ever see Venture Brothers?
yes,
It's very Venture Brothers. It's very, very. I know Burning Spectre's like, it feels like it's pandering to me, and I'm like, yeah, but it's good. It is trying to fucking. If you're a Venture Brothers fan, this is trying really hard to be like, you should watch me. You should really watch me and enjoy me. It's like, if you're a big fan, like for example, they have like Calendar Man in the first season where like how long have you been in here, and he rattles off like how long, and like his kid's like, oh, but you can't remember my birthday, blah blah blah. Or I'm misquoting that obviously, but there's like so many neat Easter eggs. But in the second one, it just feels like stuff's happening. Harley's being dumb. She's being punished for being dumb. She gets slapped with the idiot ball, and I don't feel like it was necessary. Like I can't believe I'm going to say this. Why couldn't they just decided we're going to stick it to her because she's female? Would have been better than what the fuck they went with. That's how low I felt the bar was set.
somewhere I hear feminists screaming.
Yeah, no, literally, you're a woman. We're not going to let you have it. Would have been a better plot than what we got. As much as that would have pissed me off, it would have been, I'd say, a massive step up. Just, I'm going to be willingly ignorant, stupid, and not listen to the advice of. I like fucking being able to have people around to give me advice. Maybe that's just my own pet peeve. And it struck me as so obvious, and it's something that she dealt with, and she swept it down. I'm totally gonna listen to you, Ivy, and she did that in season 1, and snaps right back to being stupid. And she goes through her little experiences of her weird fucked up Italian dad, and she gets away from the Joker. So I know that there, she's not going to be a light switch. She's not going to magically turn into a better person, but it was just so fucking Groundhog Day. Pardon.
It's all good.
Anything you're looking forward to watching on TV?
I'll be glad when I get TV back.
Oh, what happened?
I lost my job last year, and I was out of work for a month, and got my cable cut off.
Oh, Jesus, that sucks.
Oh, tell me about it. I'll be so glad when I get internet hooked back up to my Xbox. Holy crap. I can live without the cable. I can live without the TV. But damn it, I just want my Xbox.
Beautiful.
I can stream Netflix. I can stream, do all that shit. I just want to be able to play with other people.
Well, welcome home, Rouge. How are you today?
Good.
Yeah,
What's up, Rouge?
Fuck you for the Harley Ivy comment, though.
she is. She's totally.
No, nope.
Oh, okay. You know what? As a cringy shipper that believes that they should have to live together whether they like it or not, I'm still telling you, Ivy's better than Harley. Absolutely.
Telling you, Kiteman's better than Gordon. Or, sorry, Gordon's better than Kiteman, other way around.
Sure, go ahead and make that argument.
Dude, I just got home. No.
Okay. I was about to say, all right, I'm listening. If you can make that argument, take it away.
It's like, let her get her coffee in her first and everything. Then she can make that argument better.
Wait, I would have said Gordon's best moment is where he befriends fucking Clayface's hand. If they'd have done Clayface and Kite Man for an episode, that'd have been way funnier, I think. Anyways, Blake Diamond, I've got too many shows I have to catch for my channel. Common Rider, bleh, Pretty Cure, I've heard about that. Ultraman. See, I've gotten Ultraman and Common Rider mixed up. You could tell just how fucking behind the times Power Rangers, etc. to pick up on anything new. Do you watch it all in one hit, Blake? Do you go, okay, I'm gonna go with this season until it's done, or do you alternate? I'd mean to alternate, but it's kind of hard and spoiling when you've got. Me and Rue started watching Konosuba. Is that it?
I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, it's a show where the main character dies, goes to his fantasy video game world, but he's still a dumb fuck, and all the people with him are a bunch of dumb fucks, and it's pretty good. A little tiring at times.
You
Yes.
alternate between that and Marvel movies?
Yes, we got as far as Ultron, which when I found out it's the same voice actor from The Blacklist, oh fuck, if I'd have known that, I'd have been in the door a long, long time ago.
God, what
But
do we have next?
Maybe it's Civil War or Thor 3.
Let me go find the list we use.
Hypothetically, we could probably watch Thor 3 at any time because I'm told it's all in a
No,
Okay.
it has to be in order.
All right, fine, whatever. I mean, if it's all there, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, just speaking about Marvel movies for a second, there's one thing I've never understood.
What?
Why do they always fuck up the Punisher?
The biggest complaint I heard about the Punisher is the people writing it are too much fangasms where he's able to beat up the Daredevil with his bare hands, or in the comic he's able to beat up Captain America, and they're like, shut the fuck up. Frank Castle is a soldier, Captain America is the soldier, and I'm like, yeah, that's fair.
So I do got to correct you on one little thing. He wasn't a soldier. He was a Marine.
I'm using soldier as a catch-all, but yeah.
I got you, dude. Yeah, too many friends of mine are Marines. You call them a soldier, they want to kick your ass.
I thought
Believe me,
that
I
the
can't
difference.
tell you how many times I
Yeah, I
kicked
thought
mine.
the script would have been between Army and Marines. I didn't know that soldier was a derogatory term.
To some of them, it quite frankly is. I can't tell you how many times I've almost had my ass whipped by a few buddies of mine when I called them soldier on accident. Like, okay, my bad.
Well, it didn't technically derogatory in my opinion, but go ahead. All right, fine. Thanks for the heads up. Watch 5 episodes, write my thoughts, and then move on to a video, move on to the next show. Well, one of the few videos I've done, I'll go back and bring it up. I'll catch up. Nice. Jeez.
But I mean, now I'll give John Bernthal credit when he played the Punisher in the series on Netflix. I love how he did his character. Oh my God! Now I'm a 38-year-old grown ass man. I was tearing the fuck up listening to this dude talking to that one scene when he was in the graveyard with the daredevil, talking about his kids and everything. Yo, I teared the fuck up. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Well, that was on Daredevil, wasn't it though?
Yep,
Okay.
I loved that. They made him feel so human. And I love Tom Jane's performance because he made a really good early Punisher, while Ray Stevenson, he made a really good later down the road Punisher. So which one was the better one? God damn, it's a hard call.
What, did they switch out the Punisher and the Netflix series?
No, it was still John Bernthal, but going between the two movies and the series.
What? Who did the
Or three movies, rather.
Who did Warzone or whatever it's called, or War Journal?
That was Ray Stevenson.
Okay. There was one thing that stuck with me from well, there was a couple, but I think it was the third Punisher movie where the guy was pretending to use the blowtorch on his back and he switched it out for the popsicle stick.
That was Tom Jane. That was Tom Jane's Punisher.
Do you think you would have fallen for that? Because I'm gonna heat this up so far, all you're gonna do is feel nothing but cold. I'm like, oh, that's so shitty. That's amazing.
That was clever as shit. I'm gonna give him that. And that was clever as hell. Now, who would be stupid enough to believe that is a good question, but the guy he was doing it to wasn't exactly very bright.
Look, if you had the Punisher having you hanging upside down or something like that, jam you in the back, you just start screaming. Yeah, I probably would.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm told in one of the Punisher games you can torture the people in there, and I'm like, oh fuck, I should have. That's warped. There's a sick part of me that wishes I would have played a little bit.
Oh yeah, that was the one for PlayStation 2. I bought that shit. That was awesome. Well, for the most part.
What about the Van Damme Punisher? I didn't know there was one. I think
that wasn't a Van Damme.
Yeah, you're thinking of Dolph Lundgren, right? That's the first one.
Yep.
But yeah, once upon a time, Blake, Dolph Lundgren had the best comic book movie there was. Well, except for Superman, I guess. There was such a bad period, especially for Marvel movies.
David Hasselhoff is Nick Fury. Need I say more?
That happened. Like, they used to put Brawny in fucking orbit. That happened. Brawny's like, nope, didn't happen. Yes, it did. That's canonically Nick Fury. I saw the old Captain America. Oh, God. Jesus. No, Michael, please stop singing.
I'm just thinking, as soon as you mentioned that dude that, what was this, when he was pretending to be, goddamn, what was his freaking name? And he was, Captain America. Oh, God. With his plastic shield.
I saw it a long time. That was one of those, again, late night insomnia, up all night kind of bullshit deals. You know, it might even been on fucking Rhonda Shear, Joe Bob Briggs is Up All Night for all the fuck I know. Maybe it was on Cinemax. I couldn't tell you. The fact I saw it and remembered there was a red skull in it.
Oh God, I'll never forget that red skull. Holy crap! And Captain America stealing somebody's truck. Like what? Captain? What? He just come in and grab that auto.
Oh fuck.
And that rubber shield. Oh my God, I used to laugh at that thing when you see it flying through the air, flopping.
It didn't have like a bad sound effect.
Oh God, if memory serves me right, it was like a.
Yeah, that's how I remember it.
I was cracking the fuck up listening to that dumb shit. I'm like, who was smoking what to make this shit?
Hey, look, I just remember it when I was young. It's the same reason if I ever hear Doom, I expect to hear a metallic voice come out of him. That there was such a freaking disconnect when I wound up seeing the second Fantastic Four movie. I didn't watch the one after it. I was warned and decided, nah, I'll take your advice.
That gets me too. How do you fuck up the Fantastic Four
apparently
so badly?
Pretty easy. Pretty easy, apparently.
Apparently. Hollywood, please, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I think that one's Fantastic Four wasn't with Fox, right? So they didn't get that as part of the deal.
I think that was Sony. wasn't
Yeah, so that's staying where it is. That's that's unfortunately not coming to the Marvel's whatchamacallit. I wouldn't mind checking out freaking Doctor Strange next, because I'm pretty sure that doesn't need to be in order, question mark. That's kind of its own thing, and he eventually gets absorbed into the whole friggin' Infinity War.
been a while since I've seen Doctor Strange. Shit, I can't remember.
I've heard nothing but weird good things.
I liked it,
Hmm.
but then again, I'm also the guy who hasn't seen the what's it, Endgame, and I ain't seen the one just before Endgame. I ain't seen them either. So
Yeah, I've caught clips of it while I've been in Best Buy. Well, those were the days when you used to be able to go into Best Buy.
what is this Best Buy you speak of?
Yeah. Now if you order it, they'll bring it out to you. I think last time when my keyboard broke down and I had to go to freaking Walmart, I've got this little dinky, rinky-dinky, super tiny Logitech thing where things are slightly askew and out of place.
Oh man, I don't even want to think about Walmart right now because hell, yesterday I had to go in there just to get some Mountain Dews, and I had to stand in line for almost 20 minutes.
Ah, well, that ain't too bad, at least.
I'm just standing here like, oh, come on! I just want to go in, grab a few 2-liter Mountain Dews, and get out. That's it.
I want to go to a restaurant. I want to go to a restaurant so bad. Ah,
I'll go to
fuck.
Buffalo Wild Wings, drink some beers.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't mind going to a bar. Jesus.
Yeah, no kidding. I ain't
well,
gonna lie to you,
well,
dude.
they-
It says beer bars. Oh, I'm got my bad.
No, they were supposed to. Things are what, shut down for 30 days now, or what is it? Till further notice, or what?
From what I understand, it's gonna be probably till the 30th of this month. But I have heard that there have been some advances made,
Yes.
and there's possibly might be less time than that.
Did you hear? Boris got fucking sick. The guy from England.
Yeah, ain't he the prime minister? I believe.
Yes, I heard. According to Mr. Medicare's fucking Twitter, there's not a direct line of succession. He did appoint somebody, but I heard he was in severe condition.
Oof.
Yeah. Well, at least you know that it's not necessarily about pay and what have you. It's nicking everybody.
Yeah. Oh shit. I mean, what really sucks though, especially that I heard was when Joe Diffie, I believe he passed away from Corona. That broke my heart. I grew up with his music.
Does Boris have his COVID license? Oh, Blake.
Oof.
Oof. Well, Christ. What are they gonna do? Arrest you? um, I know that he was doing like some kind of. It was a neat idea where they're like, hey, we'll just make sure we get it all about the same time and get it out of the way. Oh, a little random pool guy. And Texas Governor Abbott has shut down all the government buildings until May 1st. Ooh. The schools are scheduled to reopen May 4th and expected to last longer. Oh, god damn. That's rough.
No shit. There's a woman I'm talking to. She's a teacher here in Rapides Parish, and oh, she's going stark raving mad, going with stir craziness there because she can't go to work.
So I know with my job, our stores aren't even considering opening until May 15th, and my sister, who works with the hospital, says the hospital told them to not even expect things to begin slowing down until July.
Damn.
Yeah.
Whew.
July my ass, damn it. I can't be sitting on my couch till then. I need to go back to work.
Yeah, 4 months of just sitting there. Yeah. And then you got me, overtime, essential employee.
I did enough of that shit in 2002 when I was in and out of the hospital for 11 months. Fuck that noise. I don't want to do that again.
I won't give specific names, but I've had to shift posts. I had a cough, and they were like, you gotta go home, and they didn't want me back. And again, I assert it's because I drink too much caffeine, which I'm doing right now anyways. Elvin Zinn, they're called squats, cornbread, G's, workout. Oh, is that the fucking me or Bubba?
Either or.
Sure. Did Am I cool to ask you about that one dude that I mentioned last night, Rouge?
I don't know anything about him.
Okay, all right, never mind. I had somebody asking me because some mention of him possibly having 2 kids, and I was like, well, I passed it along, and then here, I'll just say it. Peter fucking wanted me to look into it, and I said, well, I talked to all the people who I would normally ask, and then he came in to call because I believe somebody he was close to was tapping him on the shoulder, and they're like, you didn't just turn this into a Toon Critic thing, and I was like, I put out what I had so I could move on. Um, oh yeah, that was Bubba. I mean, so apparently apparently we're calling Bubba cornfed now, or cornbread.
Corn fed. Wow, Anthony.
Well, I was about to say, hold on, I do plenty of squats. Whenever I need to squat down, pick up my Coke, or pick up my Mountain Dew, squat and raise back up. Either that or squat down, grab my my Xbox controller, sit back down.
Fuck. What are you all doing to keep from going nuts? People in the chat.
Please give me ideas.
Yeah, no shit. I saw for anyone who's seen I think of the channel or the series is called How It Should Have Ended. They have a series called The Villain's Pub where Emperor Palpatine closes it down and goes stir crazy by the end of the fucking bit.
I got to see a little bit of that, and I was cracking up.
I've been out around everybody all week long. I'm fine. Starts coughing. Get the fuck out.
Oh, dude, when I was at Walmart here, I think it was week 4 last there, I coughed because, well, I smoke like a chimney, plus allergies kicked my ass. I start coughing and everything. Now I'm pulling my shirt over my nose and mouth and everything, 'cause that's just what I do. She's sitting there looking at me like I'm the devil or something. I'm like, whoa, hey, hold on, lady.
All right, so Pool Guy here brings up a point here for anybody who wants to do this. Wouldn't mind tweeting at Steam or even kicking in a thing here. I would like to get all the players who play TF2 if we could all pool $20 each for them to fucking ban all the goddamn lag bots who are fucking up the game. Jesus. Rather do that than go out and find a new one, because I tried looking at videos to find a suitable, see if there's a good knockoff for TF2, and there really isn't. It really is the best at what it does.
Anthony, maybe we can bribe the lag bots into turning into furry bots.
There are already a couple of those already.
I'll take furry bots over lag bots.
Furry not deployed.
Yeah, 40k lore, I've watched a couple of those random Pool Guy. I don't have them all memorized, but I'm waiting to see if they bring back any of the Emperor's sons beyond freaking Gilliman. Banning individual bots doesn't work. Most of them have mass-produced accounts that work off of VPNs. They're nearly impossible to pin down. Not that I would ever normally suggest this, but I mean, can't they just fucking... If you get an account banned on TF2, they don't ban anything else, right? They could start wiping out all the whole account, maybe.
Well, that's why Kai says to report them before we kick them from the group, so that way their account gets banned.
Does the whole account get banned, or just the TF2 part?
I think the whole account.
Okay. It'd be a hell of a thing to get everything banned on your Steam account as a result of that.
Most of them are throwaway accounts.
I mean,
yeah, I'm about to say it's. Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, TF2 is a free game.
Yeah, and it's damn near impossible to ban bots anyways, because my God, look at Facebook Messenger. Jesus Christ, I get so many scammer bots, it's pathetic.
Wow, I get none, Bubba.
You're lucky. I get scammer bots out the wazoo every other day. The funniest one, though, is when they use a picture of a well-known porn actress and and then on their profile it says that they're using a female picture, but they're still got their profile set up as male. Here you are with Gianna Michaels claiming you're female, but on your profile it says male, and I'm just sitting there like, are you stupid? Are you even trying anymore?
No, I really want to see who Gianna Michaels is. what is freaking Bubba's tastes? You got a face picture? Yes. Do you have a face picture of her?
Not on me.
Okay. Warhammer 40k Saga of the Beast has been released. Tremendous amounts of new codex updates, factions. The orcs get some delicious updates. That's on Armageddon, isn't it? For the Beast. Isn't that the lore about freaking the Salamander Primarch? If my source unfortunately is Emperor's text to speech.
But now, Rouge, you lucky as shit you ain't getting them damn scammer bots. I get them every other dang week.
Oh, on Facebook? I don't really use Facebook. I've got the account, but at most I use it as a fucking link dump.
Although I have to say, ever since this pandemic's kicked off, I haven't gotten but only one phone call in the last 2 to 3 weeks from a scammer. So them call centers in India must be shut down or something.
That would be probably the place where you're gonna get the biggest outbreak.
Oh yeah, I mean, normally I'd be getting a phone call every day, about 5 or 6 times a day, about my credit card or vehicle warranty or something.
How do I put this? Not to be a rude racist dick, but from what I heard, India is probably one of the places where they won't be that upset about losing the toilet paper. As I've heard.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it could just be urban lore or whatever, or urban myth.
Oh no, that ain't no urban myth. I know a few people who've been to India and they say, yeah, it's true.
Jesus. Well, wouldn't be the time to travel anyways.
Hell no.
I look at it like this. I've never left country, but knowing that I can't leave kind of bums me out. Before I was like, if I really got motivated enough and got a passport and a reason to leave, I could. But now knowing you just literally can't is kind of aggravating.
Yeah, it's kind of like when a person, let's say a person doesn't drink that often and then they go to jail or something and the first thing they want is a beer.
Yeah.
It's that forbidden fruit kind of thing. Which makes perfect sense. I mean, hey, you can't have it, but it's right there, so tempting. You're just, it's the forbidden fruit.
You got work tomorrow, Roosh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I was going to ask if you wanted to drink in addition to whatever else today.
I work 6 days a week now.
Oh, okay. What's your off day?
Saturday.
Okay. Well, now that the missus is home, I'm going to wrap up the stream. We're probably going to hang out.